I do remember my cousin many years ago sending me a hilarious tape of this worst singer in the world woman, and thinking it was up there in the funniest things I'd ever heard. I don't know if you saw in the paper the other day, after David Bowie died, they republished a Vanity Fair article he'd done about his 25 favourite vinyl recordings ever, and one of them is Florence Foster Jenkins. Well, the history of this, for me, is quite strange in that I was busy not doing much acting and doing a lot of politics, doing the Hacked Off campaign. And one of our supporters is Stephen Frears, who used to come to some of our events and after a few drinks say, we should do a film together, let's do a film. And I thought, yeah, I don't really do films anymore, and blah, blah. And then suddenly he sent me the script, which was truly brilliant. I mean, genuinely funny and real and touching. And by that stage, also had Meryl Streep in the lead part. So I had to do it. My character, Bayfield, is well, what he is really is he's in real life as well as in the film, he was the illegitimate grandson of an English earl. A bit of a failure in life. He roamed the world being a failure actor. He was a bit stage struck. Ended up in New York, pretty penniless, pretty bad as an actor, just played bit parts. And then he met this woman, Florence Foster Jenkins, who was a millionairess and a great sponsor of the musical life of New York. And they hit it off. I think that she fell for I think he played up his aristocratic roots more than perhaps he should have, and also his kind of bohemian actory thing. And she fell for all that, and he was charmed by her, and they became this double act. And a couple, as it happens, never formally married. And it was a couple that lasted for 30, 40 years. And so he supports her throughout her life, and in the course of this film you see the work he does to protect her, because of course she's performing these concerts as a singer, which are not just bad, but hilariously bad. And the key is to edit her audiences to make sure it's only people who will love and approve of her, people from her own musical societies, and not the general public, so that she never gets to know just how bad she is. And my character is very key in making that happen. I knew that Meryl would be brilliant, because she's never been anything less than brilliant in any film, but it also occurred to me how difficult it would be to reproduce bad singing that isn't just bad singing, but is funny bad singing. Because it would be easy to, for instance, to ham that up and go for laughs, whereas what makes the real Florence Foster Jenkins funny when you listen to the original recordings is that she really means it. She meant every word of it. And then, of course, the first time I heard Meryl do it was at the read-through in a town hall in Notting Hill, and it was sheer genius. It was exactly what she was doing, was giving it her all, meaning it, loving it, believing in herself, but being unspeakably terrible. Well, it's just one of those things where I was reading the script and then it says, there's a 1940s kind of bohemian party going on, and someone persuades my character to dance, and then it says he breaks into dance and he's brilliant. And I thought, oh Christ, I can't do that. But then I realised I'd have to, so I had lots and lots and lots of dancing lessons, and swing dancing, 1940s, and actually ended up quite enjoying it, I have to say. I don't know, I dreaded that scene for a very long. It's like the dancing scene in Love Actually. It makes you feel sick with dread, but when you actually get to do it, you almost enjoy it. It's strange. Well, it is amazing to watch. You feel like you're watching Tendulkar batting at cricket. You realise you're in the presence of, or Leonardo da Vinci doing a drawing of, sort of all-time great talent. And there's absolutely nothing she can't do. There's nothing. It's all perfection. And the thing that struck me most was that every single take she did was completely different to the one before. She never tries to think. She never thinks, well, I didn't quite get that. I'll do it again the same way, but better. It's always reinvented each time with a whole new idea. And I was particularly impressed by that. There was nice feedback. Every week or so, he'd send you a nice text telling you that you were being great. And very encouraging on the set. Marvellous, marvellous. What was wrong with that? You know. So very encouraging, but what you don't get is that classic dialogue of, you know, well, I think he's this kind of person or he's that kind of person. You don't get that. You just get on with it. Well, it was a genius piece of casting. I don't know how they came up with that. Because if he didn't have to play the piano, you'd probably still cast Simon Helberg in that role because he's just perfect and great at reactions and all that. But as it happens, he's also a concert standard pianist. And I hope people who watch the film truly appreciate that those are his hands playing the piano. Kind of one of the messages of the film is, what she says towards the end of the film, they could say that I couldn't sing, but they can't say I didn't sing. And that's really it. She gave it everything. I suppose the film's a kind of celebration of that.